Hey everybody, this is Courtney Sparkman over at OfficerReports.com, and today we're going to talk about the death of per-device licensing for your security guard software. When I first started OfficerReports.com, my idea was to make everything about the software easy to use and understand, including the pricing, which is the reason that we created per-site pricing. So what is per-site pricing, and how is it different than the per-device or per-user billing rates that other software companies offer? Well, let me explain it to you. Per-site pricing is different in two ways. First, when you're creating a billing rate, you just add our per-site pricing as part of your hourly rate. So for example, doing some really rough math, if you have a 168-hour per week site, that equals about 672 hours per month. You divide that by the cost of the software, which in July 2018 is about $50, to give you about 7 cents per hour. So now you just add 7 cents to whatever billing rate that you come up with to account for the cost of the software. Using that same scenario, now let's compare that to per user or per device pricing. With per user or per device pricing, you have to take into account the number of officers that are going to be there, the number of phones that you need, how many backup phones do you need, will your supervisors need to have phones, how many supervisors are going to have phones, and that list of considerations goes on and on and on and on. As I've said before, per site pricing is by far easier and less expensive than per user or per device pricing, especially if you're going to have more than one security officer on shift at a time. Let's talk about that next. All right, so let's talk about it. Per site versus per device pricing. Let's take a look at this example. So here we're looking at per site, and here we have per device. So in this example, we have 4 sites, $50 per site, $200. Here, pretty much the same thing. 4 locations with 1 device each, $50 per device, gives you $200. You would think that those would be equal, but what happens when you start picking up clients where you have multiple devices per site? Horrible depiction of what cell phones look like, but you kind of get the idea. Well, now all of a sudden, your pricing has just jumped to now $100 per location. When you're looking at per device pricing. With per site pricing, you can add as many devices as you want, and your pricing will never change. Per device pricing is just way too expensive. As I've said before, per site pricing is a lot simpler and a lot less expensive than per user or per device pricing, especially when you have more than one security officer on a shift. So if you have questions about per site pricing, please feel free to give us a call at 888-511-9811 or email us at marketing@officerreports.com. Thanks a lot, and I look forward to talking to you guys later. Stay safe.